Hello and welcome back to Freedom. It's Ryan Lee. I am excited. Today's training is with Jameson Morris. Jameson's a guy I've heard about for a while, and he is a master at subscription boxes. I love subscription boxes. I've talked about this business model. Obviously, Birchbox is a big name. He teaches a lot of people about how to start your own subscription business. It's jamesonmorris.com, but he also has a really cool new business too, which maybe is a topic for another day. And I mentioned it once or twice before. It's called Pirate Ship. You basically use his discounted shipping. So if you're doing any type of subscription boxes, monthly newsletters, products, programs, anything to ship, use his software and his service because you save a lot of money and it prints up the labels. It's very, very cool. So go check out pirateship.com. And everything's very piratey. It's like, arr. So give him a little arr. So,
Exactly.
Jameson, I appreciate you being here.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate the plug there on Pirate Ship.
I love it. I love it. No, it's very cool software. Now, I know you're a big guy with subscription boxes. For people who don't know what it is, give us just like a really brief kind of 1 or 2 minute overview of subscription boxes.
Yeah, totally. Well, I like to think of subscription boxes as not just the products that are being sent in the box, right? So a subscription box in general is usually a recurring service, like the traditional magazine subscription or something, but it involves physical products. And like I said, it's not just about the physical products. It's about and this is what consumers are so enamored by, is the overall experience. It's not just the products; it's the packaging, it's the curation. It's just an overall unique way to consume consumer product goods, right? So,
Yeah.
and it's really been taking off over the last sort of 4 or 5 years at this point, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. And people are getting really creative and creating these really great like niche businesses, and it's really fun to see like artisans and experts in certain categories, utilizing their skill sets to create a subscription business. So it's just a really cool new e-commerce model.
So take us back. So you've had how many subscription businesses yourself? Because you've done a few of these.
4 or 5. I don't know
Yes.
offhand.
So you've done some of your own subscription boxes, but take us back to what are the big tactical things you've learned along the way? Like these are the 2 or 3 big things to either do or not to do. So like really specific things, like whether it's pricing or shipping or marketing or anything. Lay it on us. Come on, my man.
Yeah, totally. I mean, look, I think at the end of the day, I tell everyone starting a subscription business, don't think about the technology you're going to use or, how you're going to ship it and logistics and all that stuff. It really comes down to like product first, right?
Okay.
The most successful subscription businesses are ones that have been created by people who are genuinely passionate about that category. I always say, don't like search for the right idea. Think about what you care about first. Those make the best subscription businesses. And then, it has to launch perfect out of the gate. Don't save good packaging for later. Like, don't save a good logo for later. Like, you have to execute these things really, really well, because the way that you launch a subscription business, in my opinion, really determines how successful it's going to be in the future. So focus on the products first. Take a little box with you to the grocery store or a store that sells the types of products you're going to put in it, and like really like try to do like a mock box for like 6 months, really, and really focus on the packaging and what that's going to look like and all the things that are going to come together to make that experience. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters, is the actual product. And a lot of people overlook that. They rush to put their website up. Right. They throw crap in like a Uline box that they bought, and they try to pass it off. And like that's not how you create a sustainable subscription business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, it starts with the market and the idea. Tell us about one of your subscription boxes. What was it? How'd you come up with the idea?
Well, if I look at, so my last one, Yogi Surprise, which I sold a few months ago, that one happened to be something that I personally really cared about, right? Like, I'm a yogi. I constantly consume those types of products. It's something I care about. And that made a really good business. The one before that I started was called Escape Monthly, which I also sold. And that one was more of like a vacation in a box, right? So you got products from different places in the world each month. And I procured all those products, and yeah, I like vacations and stuff, but I did find that like I wasn't I noticed the difference in the way I would procure products because I was trying to find things that would work well, and I wasn't necessarily obsessed with these destinations. That was the one subscription I started where I wasn't super close to the products, and it definitely, I could tell a difference in just sort of my interest and enthusiasm for constantly procuring new products. Conscious Box was the first subscription box I started, and one of the first subscription boxes ever. And that, again, that was natural products. It was a category that I'm personally a consumer in, right? And that's really important. But
so what was in, so the recent one, Yogi Box. All right, I get the box every month. I open it. What was in there each month? And what was so let's actually, if we, and I didn't mean to cut you, if we could go through that, what was in there, kind of how did you find it, pricing, and then where do we even go from there? Like, how the heck do we find the box and do all this stuff? Okay, let her rip.
Yeah. Okay, you want a full rundown here?
Oh, come on. This is because this isn't like a free podcast. People are paying for this, so they want the goods.
For sure. So Yogi Surprise, we pitched it as a yoga lifestyle box, right? And our slogan was a yoga retreat in a box, which like yogis totally loved, right? They totally grasped that concept immediately because every yogi wants to go on a yoga retreat, but they can't afford it, So it was a yoga lifestyle box. So you would get like a combination of some strap, a yoga strap, maybe a yoga tool of some sort to actually use in their practice. They would get some instant gratification stuff, right? So they would get some snacks that they could eat right away. I would usually keep snacks to like 1 or 2 items max, right? Okay. And then maybe they get like some really like natural sort of like a beauty serum or something. And so it was an overall array of products that a yogi as a consumer would buy, and it was really branded as a yoga box, right? But it was really important to have that makeup of different products, because I'm constantly thinking about how to hold on to customers every month. Right. You get to a certain point where you're thinking more about retention than you are about customer acquisition, right? Yeah. So I was, procuring those products. Of course, I'm always procuring things that I love. So there was no formula behind it. It was always my gut instinct on what I felt was good and I felt the audience would like, right?
And you're calling these companies. You have to think. I'm assuming you have to think a few boxes ahead, a few months ahead, because you can't just say, okay, this box has to be done in a week. Let me start calling now.
Yeah, and then when you get to several thousand boxes a month, I mean, yeah, you need to give vendors at least 4 to 6 months lead time to manufacture that stuff. If they don't already have that kind of quantity in stock, which most of them don't, because a lot of natural product brands are really small to mid-size, right? But procuring those products, like I was constantly thinking of like where those products are going to sit in their house, right? Because when people start canceling their subscriptions, one of the main reasons is because they're seeing stuff kind of build up and they're realizing they're not using it. And so if you can think about where products are going to be in the house and strategically think like, okay, this beauty serum's going to go in the bathroom, the yoga strap's probably going to end up like in the closet or in their yoga bag or something. So, thinking about where things are going to end up and like sort of consciously trying to make sure that like there's not piles of items piling up in their house, because that's when they start to think, oh, maybe I don't need this. I'm not using all the products, right? So that's a big thing. But it really comes down to what I said originally at the beginning here, that it's really important to run a subscription business where you're an active consumer of those products, right? Because it makes curation so much easier, because it becomes part of your life. In essence, I think these things make really, really great lifestyle businesses. And so procurement was the easiest part of the business for me, because like I'd be shopping in Whole Foods and I'd find like a cool new product and I would snap a picture of it on my phone and it would sync up with my Evernotes. And so it just became a part of my daily life, which made it that much easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then in terms of sourcing it, so get it going, were you looking for free samples from these people, or you were actually paying for these?
Oh, I'm paying for them.
Yeah, you're paying for it. So your pricing was important. I mean, your pricing was like, you have to say, okay, and how much were you charging per box?
Yeah, so Yogi Surprise is $44.95 retail. And I built in, I learned my lesson the hard way with the free sample model, which we can talk about now or another time, but I don't think it's a feasible model for subscription.
No, we're not even going to talk about, and our people really wouldn't be interested in the free sample model.
Okay,
but good. So yours was a little bit more premium priced at $44.
$44.95. We had about $15 built into the margin to designate towards spending on product, right? And so while I wasn't requesting free products from brands, I was I was using the volume to negotiate really good bulk pricing. And a lot of times I would hammer them down to cost or just above cost. It's really important to avoid the wholesale conversation, because a lot of times when you contact a vendor, immediately they'll throw out their wholesale prices.
Yeah.
Doesn't work for subscription boxes. You are not reselling the product at retail at MSRP. Yeah. You're not getting that margin, right? You're packaging them up into these subscriptions. So I usually use that to justify bulk pricing to get down closer to cost.
That is a big tip. Now, don't ask for wholesale, ask for bulk pricing. In terms of the actual tactical stuff, do you just basically have all the vendors shipped to a warehouse, they box it, package it, or were you in your house with like thousands of boxes each month?
No, I would have it all shipped to a central fulfillment center. I used a fulfillment center that also did the custom package manufacturing under the same roof. So that was super convenient because I wasn't paying freight charges to ship my boxes across the country to my fulfillment center.
What was the name of the company?
I use Northwest Paperbox in Portland, Oregon.
Northwest Paperbox.
They started out as a custom packaging manufacturer and then added fulfillment later.
And you were happy with them?
Yeah, I've been more than happy with. I've used them for my past 2 subscription businesses. Great. But there's several other fulfillment centers that also do custom packaging. Or if they don't, make sure that whoever's doing your custom packaging is really nearby your fulfillment center, because as you get bigger and bigger, like shipping those boxes can really add up in freight costs, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. And what about so you had the custom boxes, shipping? Did you build that? Was that baked into the price as well? For the $44.95?
Anyone that's considering starting a subscription business, like, you have to offer free shipping. Build that into your margin.
What about international?
So international obviously wasn't built into the margin. But I found it to work well to just charge a flat rate of $15 extra per box for people who want it internationally.
Okay.
And that worked well, and that more than covered the total cost, because if you add the 15 to the sort of $6.50 or so I already had built into the margin, that pretty much covers all countries. So
right, and now so we're starting to back out and see this could be a nice profitable business. I have 2 more quick questions, because people are going to ask, is there a software you recommend to kind of do this whole thing, to do the, let's start with that. What software would you recommend to do the whole process of the order fulfillment and management and CRM and stuff?
Well, fortunately now there's a lot of decent options, right? When I first started, we were forced to build a custom solution, but now there's a lot of great out of the box stuff. Obviously there's Cratejoy, which is a totally all-in-one solution. That works well. There's other solutions like Chargeify, which is more of a CRM just for the subscription management. Mm-hmm. You still need like a front end like WordPress or something to tie that into.
Right.
Okay. But
Chargeify and Cratejoy.
Yep. Some people use Recurly. Recurly's been more focused on subscription boxes. And then Shopify has a couple of. Shopify has some subscription plugins.
Oh, interesting.
Shopify has a plugin called Recharge, which has been popular for subscription boxes. So there's several options to choose from now.
That's great. I love options. And obviously with shipping, pirate ship, baby. Arr!
Yeah, and so Pirate Ship happens to have an integration with Cratejoy, Chargeify, Shopify, and Recurly. So whatever one you choose, Pirate Ship will work well for your subscription box postage.
And my final question for you, I know we move fast here and we dive right in. How the heck do you get thousands of customers?
Good question.
Because that's a secret, right? That's it.
Yeah, and we can talk about different types of customer acquisition, but it really comes down to setting up your business in a way that lends itself well to just organic customer acquisition, right? Like Yogi Surprise, we hit the nail on the head with the product and the niche, right? Because yoga as a category is so huge on channels like Instagram. Yogis are really big in online communities, and you want to choose a category where how do I say this? People really yoga. Like for example, yoga is not just a fitness category. People who do yoga identify as yogis. That's their lifestyle. That's who they are.
Yep.
Right. So those are the types of niches you want to find where people are really identify with it. I always say like veganism is another. Vegan is a diet, but people who practice veganism identify themselves as being a vegan. That's who they are as a person. Right. And Loot Crate's another good example. Like the fans and geeks and gamers and nerds, like that's their lifestyle. That's who they identify with as people. And so Loot Crate that's one of the reasons they've gained so much traction, right?
Yeah.
And I think if anything, Loot Crate is probably one of the most successful subscription businesses. The beauty boxes don't quite have that. The beauty boxes have to really fight churn and really focus on retention, because girls love beauty products, but like that's not exactly who they are.
Right.
They don't identify with that as much as like a gamer or a vegan or a yogi. You know what I mean? So
Very
so
true.
in terms of acquiring customers, it comes down to finding that perfect sort of product niche fit, right? And if you have that down, then things like influencer programs, which was the biggest channel for Yogi Surprise and stuff, and working with bloggers, and even running like Facebook like direct response style ad campaigns, like all that stuff will just convert way better if you've got that right. You just gotta have the right category, the right product.
You did Facebook ads, and you did typical marketing. I mean, that's what we teach all throughout the site. But it sounds like the big thing is that community, that lifestyle, having people that are really not just, I want to work out, but like it's a lifestyle, and then gets a good traction, huh?
Totally, and those make customers that are going to last much longer, right? It's going to be much harder for them to justify canceling something, because Ipsy as a beauty box is known for having really low churn, because they've done a really good job of building this sort of community element around their subscription. And so when people think about canceling, they're not just thinking about not getting the box anymore. They're thinking about leaving this like family they've become a part of, right? And
Right.
so those types of things are what make really successful subscription businesses.
This is great. This is eye-opening. I definitely want to have you back, Jameson, for a part 2, because I want to spend another time,
sure.
and we'll keep going in more. Again, for those of you, check him out. Jameson does a ton of blogging about subscription boxes. JamesonMorris.com, and check out PirateShip.com. This is Ryan. Hope you enjoyed this session today about subscription boxes. Check it out. Check out CrateJoy, and we'll list the resources below this. So hope you enjoyed today's session. We are signing off. I'll see you tomorrow. We're here every day, all day, because we never stop at freedom. Take care, and bye-bye.